It's Platt, and today we try another beer from Firestone Walker. That's next to Platt's Beer of the Week. Well, some of you may remember not too long ago I reviewed another Firestone Walker beer, the Velvet Merkin Imperial Stout. At that video, I went over the history of the brewery. It was founded in 1996. The Firestone and Firestone Walker, I believe, is the great-grandson or great-great-grandson of the founder of Firestone Tires. So he's the heir to that fortune. The brewery was started at the family vineyard, so that was a nice little head start for them. We also discussed they use the unique Burton Union fermentation system. It's a system of interconnected barrels that will keep, when you have a fermentation, you'll have a big hit of yeast foam come off, and sometimes that blows off. This is a system to kind of keep that yeast but also prevent oxidization of the beer. Just something unique they did. We also at the time discussed that the brewery itself was sold to Duvel in 2015. So it gave you a little background on the brewery. Firestone Walker, generally known for their bigger beers. Again, we reviewed the Imperial Stout. They also produce milk stouts, barley wines. They do tons of barrel-aged beers, and those tend to be higher ABV, bigger beer styles. Well, this particular beer from them, the 805, is a departure. It's a blonde ale, and it's kind of being marketed or pushed now as their flagship beer, which kind of makes sense because Duvel, their parent company, their flagship beer is a golden ale, which is just kind of a higher ABV version of this blonde ale. So that kind of makes sense. What kind of brought me or attracted me to the beer when I was looking for beers to review is that their new kind of marketing push for Firestone Walker. They have 805 now has its own separate website. You can get there from the Firestone Walker website, but I don't think the reverse is true. I don't think you can get back to Firestone Walker from 805. So it's kind of almost being marketed as a separate product. Also, too, they kind of changed some of the labeling. Now they emphasize the 805, and you really kind of have to look around to see the Firestone Walker part. So there's probably people out there that will see this beer and think there's an 805 brewing and not a Firestone Walker brewing. Also, I noticed on their website that they're kind of catering this beer more toward the outdoorsman, the extreme sport person, skaters, surfers. I think they had rodeo clowns on the website, what have you, and that kind of makes sense. If you're a skater, surfer, out kayaking, whatever, you're probably not going to knock back a ton of imperial stouts or barley wines. It does appear that, again, comparing and contrasting their previous marketing, this has got a more of a California cool kind of vibe, more millennial feel, where the Firestone Walker and their original and their other product lines are more catered toward the hardcore beer snobs. Barley wine is not something for the masses, but blonde ales are. So definitely more mass appeal to this product. Well, before we try the 805, let's check out the stats. Well, as I stated earlier, this particular beer is a blonde ale, so I thought this is a good opportunity to go over what a blonde ale is and just talk about the style in general. Quickly go over the numbers. SRM between 3 and 7. This is a light-colored beer, but a little more golden than your traditional Bud Light, Miller Lite, Michelob's, what have you. IBUs 15 to 25. We're ramping up from those light beers, but it's for balance purposes. You're not going to get hit in the head with the hops, flavor, aroma, what have you. And ABVs 4.1 to 5.1% alcohol by volume, just a shade higher than your generic session Bud Light, Miller Lights, what have you. But still very drinkable beer. These beers, like I said, are golden in color, a little more, again, more color than a light beer. They're easy drinking. They tend to be clear as far as like clarification, no chill haze or anything like that. I say they kind of, when you pour a good blonde ale, it kind of looks like what you think beer should look like. Again, more color, a little more depth than a generic light lager. These beers are rounded, smooth, very easy drinking. They're a great beer. I may have said this before on the channel. They're good beer to get your Miller Lite, Bud Light friends into craft beer. They're a good stepping stone beer for that. They're neither hop dominant or malt dominant, just nice balanced beer. Simple excellence is a good way, or simple goodness is what. It's just a good beer, a good wholesome beer, for lack of a better term. So enough talking about this beer. Let's give her a try. Oh, look at that right there. Nice little light cream head, golden color, nice and clear. I mean, that right there is what a beer should look like. Let's give her a try. Oh yeah, it's nice. Nice, simple drinker. It is a low plus to medium minus body. Again, we're getting a little more body than your light beers. This one has a little more malt character. I'll say it might go 55-45 malt's favor, but still fairly balanced beer. Easy going down. Again, if I'm a young surfer in San Diego or wherever, heck yeah, I'd drink this after a day on the beach. Why not? So, yeah, Firestone Walker, this beer has definitely more mass appeal than the rest of their products, and I think maybe that's where they're going with this. Again, the Velvet Merkin was a good tasting beer. It's just a lot. It's a big beer. I want to say it was somewhere in the teens percent-wise. I can't remember offhand. Everybody can't drink that. They're just not going to. But this is a everybody beer, so I think Firestone Walker may have something there. Well, I hope you liked this video. If you did, please subscribe down below. Also, please like the video because it lets YouTube know we're putting out good content. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or beers that you would like me to try, please leave them in the comment section, or you can always contact me on the Twitter page. Well, until next time, bottoms up.